today. So, first of all, guys, welcome to the video. My name is Sir Italot, and we're going to be talking about Crystal of Atlan, no? Crystal of Atlan. What is Crystal of Atlan, and what are the goods and pros about this game? So, this game is an MMORPG game. Basically, it's similar to Dragon Nest, right? It's got amazing combat, a lot of PvE content, but most importantly, the PvP is what I'm waiting for this game. It's got 1v1, it's got 3v3 arena, PvP, but mainly people know already what it is, right? Because if they've not Crystal of Atlan, people have already seen what it is, right? From other games as well. You played one MMORPG, you probably played them all. So let's talk about the bads and the goods about Crystal of Atlan. So my viewers have already requested to tackle about the cons first, right? So if ever I miss out anything here from what I've said about this video, please let me know in the comments, guys. What did I miss out, okay? But let's get straight to the video, guys. So first things first, the bads. So let's talk about the bad first. So Crystal of Atlan, the bad and the good. So the bad, the cons. So it's got pay to win PvE. Basically, well, when I played during CBT or closed beta test, even though we're already very, very geared based off the time that we have played in the game, some people could just easily out DPS us. And later we find out that that guy was in top ranking in gear, right? So meaning immediately pay to win. Why pay to win? They can easily buy stamina. They can easily buy costumes that has stats in the shop. So basically there's, those normal pay to win stuffs in most mobile games. But in this game, it has that, unfortunately. Now, there's also pay to win progression or pay to progress progression. Meaning, you can buy because this game has stamina in it. So most likely, there's a lot of people that will probably wail on the energy so that they can bypass or they can get more XP versus other people on progression. Only on progression. And another bad thing about this game, and actually this is kind of like a bad thing and a good thing, it's more of the gear enhancement, right? So it's very RNG based. So correct me if I'm wrong, this is what I've learned from the CBT. So if you have a +9 gear and you are going to be enhancing it to +10, but the enhancement failed, so the gear goes back to +8. Meaning, there is a certain amount of RNG involved when you're trying to enhance your gear. Now, maybe early game, this does not really matter. Maybe +9 gear, go right ahead. But going beyond +9 now is something troubling because now there is a penalty when you fail an enhancement. So that's also, have to take in mind once you are trying to progress in this game. Now, there's also time-gated content, right? When we played during CBT, we noticed that there's only a max level. So, for example, day 1, level 24, right? Let me read out this one. Example, day 2, max level, only level 24. Next max level unlock, level 30 is in 24 hours. Meaning, day 1, day 2, day 3, or probably the first month that we're going to be playing this game, there's going to be a lot of things that is going to be like locking us in the content. So, probably the good thing to do while we're waiting for it to unlock is probably do a lot of PvP and probably studying our classes. But for the most part, that for me that's a bad, right? I don't really like games that time gate content, but it is what it is. There's also a stamina system that is very common in gacha games and a lot of mobile games. They have that here. That's why I said there is a pay-to-win progression here in this game because people can just buy the stamina directly from the shop, or they can earn like a currency that they can buy an item for it, and that item will restore some stamina to them. So that's where they have an edge in terms of XP. Now, they also have a very predatory monetization. Very, very normal day for mobile games. But then again, it is what it is. We can't do anything about it. I don't know. There's no solve to this one, aside from the fact that control yourself. Now, there's also pay-to-win pets. There are a lot of pets in here that have very good stats. Like, such a good stats. There's a pet here that is a best in slot pet. Now, I've seen it on Reddit before, but I can't remember the pet, but there's a certain pet in the game that if a whale buys that, it's a best in slot. Straight up. Until end game, until the end of the game. So that's what it is. Pets got auto loot? No. The loot, actually, you pick it up right away. So there's no need for you to like have your pet pick it up for you. So now let's look at the goods and the pros on this game. So from what I've experienced, there is no pay to win in the PvP. And what I know is that PvP gear and PvE gear are separate. So if you do PvE content, you are stuck with your PvE content in the open world with your pets, with your costumes and stuff like that. But in PvP, there's only a gear in there that you can buy through the PvP shop, and you must, in order to earn or in order to buy that item in there, you have to keep doing PvP. So that makes it balanced, right? And then of course, people will have more edge. Like for example, you are bronze and somebody's already diamond, right? Most likely their PvP gear is purple. So it's normal for them to beat you. So you have to work hard to get the other gears. But I don't know, and I don't think there is a way to pay to win to get a better gear in PvP. All you do is grind. So it's more or less like it's their, let's say, their status of what they are currently in the PvP already because of their gear in PvP. So the dailies are easy to finish in solo or much faster with a group. So basically, dailies in these games are easy to do, especially that there is a stamina bar. So you know how much energy you're going to be spending each and every day in this game. So it's easy to track, or it's easy to actually schedule or to actually plan out what you want to do for the rest of the day. But it's always easier to do it with a group because, you know, it's just easy because more people, more damage, right? So it's better. Also, the combat of this game is action combat. For the people that don't know what Crystal of Atlan is, it is a action combat MMORPG game. So it's quite nice. The combat is really cool. Now, there's a lot of videos in here that I can show you in terms of combat, and one of them is this one, right? Let me show you this one here. This is a video by...
You should play Crystal of Atlan.
This is a video by... Shout out to Creative Gaming for the video. So this is a video, right? This is the combat right here. He's playing the Sight Guard class. So the combat is not tab target, and it's pretty much also combo based, and there's aerial combat as well in it. So it's really, really nice. Like, you have a good amount of skills that you can use on the ground. There's a good amount of skills that you can use on the air. So it's really cool. And sometimes there will be skills that are meant for ground, but if you're using it up in the air, it will do a different combo. It will do a different set, or it will do a different kind of move set. So it's really cool. So that's it for the gameplay. Let's see the note again. So there's also a juggle mechanic similar to fighting games such as Tekken or Dragon Nest. So when you fight in PvP, when you caught someone, or when you know, caught them off guard, let's find the video for the PvP again. Crystal of Atlan classes. There's one video here by Ice. Now let's watch it again so you guys can see the combat for the PvP. So I think it's this one. Oh, so Artinity X2. Right, so when you get caught in PvP, or when somebody stuns you, you are propelled in the air. So let's, for example, Magiblade, right? In here. So as we can see here, right? He's gonna retaliate, fight back. See that? Somebody gets juggled in the air, and you can freely combo them whenever you like, as long as you still have stamina, and then you can still combo, right? But when you lose stamina, now this is where the juggle mechanic gets balanced out, because when you lose stamina, you can't use any skills anymore. Your stamina is basically your mana, and you use that to also tank some damage or tank some hits, and you also use it for using skills, using dodge, right? So you have to be careful whenever you use your stamina, because when you run out of stamina, even though your skills are already up, you can't use anything. So the enemy also has a faster recovery once they are from getting, you know, hit, and then where they're trying to regenerate, they have faster regeneration than you. So let's watch this one. See that? Right, this guy is like comboed in the air. So that's the PvP combat, or that's generally the combat. By the way, that's the entire combat of the game, whether it be PvE or PvP. Okay? Now, let's look at the notes here. Gearing is easy to understand, very basic. You have costumes, you have your gears, you have also gears that you will slot in. I forgot what they're called, but they're kind of gems they're acting like gems. You also have like pets as well, which is also very pay to win. But again, they're all the gearing stuff in this game, so it's very easy. The game will tell you how to do it, and it's very understandable. I don't think someone that's like not familiar with these kinds of games would not understand that. The tutorial is is nice. It's good. Now the classes. Let's talk about the classes. There's a lot of classes in this game. I believe there is there is 4 base classes when I played in the CBT. In launch, there will be 5. And then each classes will have 2, except for the sorcerer or arbiter. I forgot what his name. But the mage class will have a new class called magician. So he will have 3, but each classes generally has 2. So for the warrior, you have Magiblade, Berserker. For the bounty hunter, or sorry, the gunner, you have a bounty hunter, and you have the launcher. So on and so forth, right? There's a lot of classes in this game, and they're all unique to each other. All of them have their own uniqueness to them. They have all of their own strengths and weaknesses. For example, I mained my first character as Berserker, and Berserker easily gets kited, right? But once we close that gap, oh boy, the damage output that we can do is really high. Every hit feels like it's full of power, right? But for other classes, although their damage is really small, like for example, Bounty Hunter, but Bounty Hunter has a lot of hits per minute. So different classes have different sets and different types of playstyle, different ways of dealing damage. Some are range, some are close range, some are baiting, some are just downright unfair. For example, the launcher in the air, you just cannot be touched by the Berserker for some reason, right? And here's the thing. There's also skills of each class offer unique upgrades, and you can use up to 8 skills per classes. So in this game, okay, if we look at the video right now by Artinity here, right? There are 4 skills in here, right? So each time he uses a skill, it will get replaced by a new skill. So for example, he uses that, it changed to a different skill. So the second skills are technically called backup skills, right? So you have 4 skills on top, and then below you have another 4 skills. So each one below, for example, you use let's say the number 1 skill, and then you have another skill on the bottom. If you use number 1 skill on the enemy, let's say a charge attack, and then it will get replaced by the skill below. So let's say you use charge attack, goes on cooldown, and then the other skill goes up, and then you will be able to use that skill as well in the same key, whether you put it on Q, 1, 2, 3, whatever, right? So that's why we call backup skills. So you technically have 8 skills ready. Now this is where the uniqueness, this is where the creativity of players comes in. So you have multiple ways of doing combat, whether you're the same class, but you guys are doing different kinds of movesets. For example, for me, I'm a Berserker main during CBT. I don't use the chain skill, but some Berserker do. Some Berserkers don't use the spin to win skill that I have, but some people don't use it. They use something else, right? So there's a lot of uniqueness when it comes to character or class combat approach. So what else is on our list? So combo system, already discussed it. Aerial combat as well. A big emphasis on the aerial combat, especially for PvP. It's just very, very key. A key aspect in PvP as well. And sometimes it's not really needed, but it looks cool. It looks really slick, and it's really nice. And the skill, again, the PvP is skill-based. That's what I like about this game, and that's why I want to try it out, right? Super try it out. And I've also heard that there will be a 20 versus 20 PvP soon, which is, for me, I only thought that this game will only have a small scale PvP, but they're gonna have a 20 versus 20. So we'll see. Is it pay to win? Is it not pay to win? I don't know. What year are we using on the 20 versus 20? I don't know. If people know that, leave it in the comment section, guys. If you guys know what